Welcome back. Episode 13, From Success Principles to Properties, based off of The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. Check out his book. It's an amazing book. Changed the way I think, changed the way I operate, changed the way I do things in general. Um, so, my name is Mike DelPrete, Executive Director of the Arizona Real Estate Investors Association, and my goal is to drop all 64 principles based on the book to you through reading inside the book verbatim, explaining to you my thoughts, as well as sharing my journey, experiences in real estate investing and business as to how those principles worked in my life and helped me out. So wherever you are, whoever you are, go check out Jack Canfield's book, The Success Principles. I guarantee it will help you out if you read it and apply it. And that's what yesterday's episode was about. So we're on episode 13. We have 12 we recorded. Go back because these principles are a foundation and they grow upon each other. So starting at one and following us along is pretty important. So yesterday it was take action, right? The first 11, visualization, the right mindset, beliefs, values, writing goals down, affirmations. So we covered a lot of that, and dug into it. So now it's time to apply that vision that you've created. And yesterday, in episode 12, we talked about action, how important it is to move forward and take action. And now that we've covered up the action, today's episode is just lean into it. Start leaning into the actions you need to take towards your goals and your dreams, so you can achieve them. So the Arizona Real Estate Investing Association is based here in Phoenix, Tucson, Northern Arizona. We represent the state of Arizona and represent landlords and fix and flippers and investors throughout the state. Been doing so for 21 years successfully. So our mission here is to provide education, market updates, networking opportunities, support, resources, legal information. So real estate investors here in Arizona could be successful and provide safe, clean, affordable housing to the citizens of the state of Arizona. That's what we're here for. So anything you need, we got you covered here at AZREIA. So go to azrea.org, check out our website. Go to azrea.org/calendar to check out our events. We have about 15 events a month. You should definitely check one out, as well as like this series. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be very appreciative of that. I have the chat box open, so if you have any questions, comments, or anything you'd like to share, feel free to do so. I will answer your questions and talk real estate with you. Yesterday we talked about finding a deceased person's family so they can write an offer on the vacant house. So we'll not only will we cover the book, I'll veer off into the real estate world, however deep you want to take it. So let's see here. I just want to make sure we're up and running on YouTube. Make sure I don't miss anything. Yep, we're good there. All right. So lean into it. You can't cross a sea by merely staring into the water. True, right? You got to start swimming. You got to jump in, take action, right? And once you're taking action, you got to start swimming. Oftentimes, success happens when you just lean into it, when you make yourself open to opportunities and are willing to do what it takes to pursue it further without a contract, without a promise of success, without any expectation whatsoever. You just start. You lean into it. You see what it feels like, and you find out if you want to keep going instead of sitting on the sidelines, reflecting and contemplating. I'm sure a lot of us can relate, right? When what's the quote? You can't cross the sea by staring into the water. It looks so far, looks so impossible. You're all by yourself. No, you don't have. You're not fully skilled. You're not a skilled swimmer. Yeah, you might not be in shape. Whatever it is, just all these limiting things that you're like, there's no way I can swim across that. It's just such a big thing to chew on, at first glance, right? But one of the most extraordinary benefits of just leaning into it is that you begin to create momentum, that unseen energy force that brings more opportunity, more resources, and more people who can help you into your life at a seemingly just the right time for you to benefit the most from them. And we talked about that yesterday about taking actions. Sometimes we're going to overlap on things from other episodes, but it's just all goes together. It's like that quote, the harder I work, the luckier I get, right? So it's like that just stands for what he's saying in this paragraph. The more That's why we here at AZREIA we encourage writing offers. Market yourself. Tell your friend. In the back of our t-shirts, our AZREIA t-shirts, it says, "Have you ever considered getting involved in real estate investing?" Right? Question mark. So people stand behind me at a grocery store or wherever I'm at. Hey, I have. Or do you invest? Like it's an icebreaker. It's a conversation starter, and it allows you to start a conversation, which may lead to an opportunity, right? Maybe buying a house from someone, getting a contract, um, raising money, giving a referral or resources to help somebody out, right? So um, it's very important when you're moving and you're forward and you're leaning into it, things happen. So when you're writing those offers, you're marketing yourself, you're telling your friends and family what you're doing, whether they think it's crazy or not. People are attracted to confidence and enthusiasm, and they want to, if they don't have a goal of their own, or sometimes people are helpers, they want to support your dream, they want to give, they want to help you succeed. I think that's why I'm here at AZREIA, is because I, more than myself, I like to help other people. When some lady today, we play Cash Flow 101, the board game by Robert Kiyosaki, every first Saturday every month in our office here in Central Phoenix. And this lady was like, she's new to the board game. She's buying her first rental property next week, and when you play the Cash Flow 101 game, I tell everybody, you actually, the first 3 times you play it, you play how you act in real life. So it might take 3 4 games of stretching yourself and leaning into new opportunities and stretching yourself and trying being more risky in these deals within the game, uh, and doing it on the game and taking that risk on the game before taking it on in real life. And she was like, that was an aha moment for her. The second time she played, she's like, I was really conservative the first time, and I didn't want to. I just want to live off my paycheck in the game versus trying to be a part of these deals, even though it's on a board game. She was like, I stretched myself today, and I was able to do more real estate deals within the game and get further ahead because I tried not to play like my real self in real life. So I was super happy to hear that. Just that in itself made my day. So many of the best known acting careers, entrepreneurial pursuits, and have not, or and other overnight successes happen because someone responded favorably to the question, "Have you ever considered?" Oh, Jesus, have you ever considered it? See, I even use it in a main. I didn't even know I was going to go over that. All right. Have you ever considered? Could I convince you to? Or would you be willing to take a look at? They leaned into it, right? Would you be willing to be a comedian and get on stage? Have you ever considered getting on stage and telling a joke, right? Like, ask yourself that. What else we got here? Take the first step into faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase, right? One step at a time. What's that? Another quote. If you're driving across the country in the middle of the night, you can't see down a mile, 2 miles down the road. You can only see 20, 10, 20 feet in front of you where the headlights are, right? That's all you need, right? If you can just get that initial vision of that big picture that sounds so far in your mind will help you figure out how to get there. How can I get there? Um, of course, just leaning into a project or opportunity also means you must be willing to start without necessarily seeing the entire pathway from the beginning. You must be willing to lean into it to see how it unfolds. Often we have a dream, and because we can't see how we're going to achieve it, we're afraid to start, afraid to commit ourselves because the path is unclear and the outcome is uncertain. But leaning into it requires that you are willing to explore, to enter unknown waters, trusting that a port will appear. Simply start, then keep taking what man I can't read. Then keep taking what feel see there's a little what feels like logical next steps, and the journey will ultimately take you to where you want to go, or even someplace better. Um, I could just relate on every level of my real estate investing career. From I already talked about, how I watched 100 free videos and I applied it. I leaned into it, right? I didn't believe wholesaling was real. So I talked about that in other episodes, but like another part, I remember we have a triplex here in Phoenix, in central Phoenix. Um, I remember, man, I've wholesaled a lot, over 700 deals, right? So this was maybe 5 years ago. There's a triplex, and I was like, I liked it, but it was beat up, man. And I'm a wholesaler, less risk, no risk, right? Just flipping paper, getting checks. But it was time. I knew I needed to start buying rental properties, right? Um, so on this, well, multi, I already had rentals, but going into multi, so it was me. I went through the traditional uh, phases that people go through, like starting small, wholesaling, then flipping, landlording, or starting with townhouses and single families and edging up to multifamily. So I kind of did that too. But I had some single families and I was going into multifamily. It was a triplex. It's not much. It's not. It's no. This is all in my head, right? And I was kind of nervous to take on this triplex because it needed a lot of work. It was in a tough neighborhood. Um, and I could have wholesaled it that weekend. So I was on my way to I was going on my way to San Diego for the weekend with the family, and we're gonna it was All Star weekend, so we're gonna go to the game, and there's like uh, all the stuff downtown, all the entertainment and all that stuff. I actually saw Dave Winfield. That was pretty cool. Um, and then uh, I was in escrow to buy this property, so I had it under contract to buy the triplex. I was like, I'm gonna take it down, but I also shopped it around because I was playing in Plan B, where I was like, you know what? If I get scared, I'll just wholesale it. So I had an offer. I could have made. I had a $10,000 assignment fee, right? And I'm just like, man, I could either take down this triplex, just have another 10K in my pocket. Like, hey, 10K, man. I always loved $10,000 assignment fees. So, but my wife pushed me into it, right? She's like, "What are you talking? You said we're going to do it. You said we need multifamily. We said that was our goal, and we're going to do it." And I was like, "But 10K, it's another 10K. Like, I just sounds so good." And so we went forward and bought it, right? I think I paid this man. This is like what I say, 5 years. So it's probably 2023. So I bought it in like 17, actually. So maybe like 6 years or so. Got it for a sweet deal. I bought it for 65K, and I'm in Phoenix. Probably put like 25 into it, whatever it was. Uh, yeah. Anyways, it worked out. I still have it, right? But going into my wife pushed me. So, in having that support system, that's what I really wanted to get to. Is I was leaning into it. I went and found the deal. I locked it up. I did everything, but I was trying to backpedal by just getting an assignment fee and not going forward with my true intention and my goal. But I had my wife remind me why I did it, why we're doing it, right? 'Cause sometimes you lie to yourself and you ignore why you're doing it and the true goals because you're scared. So the fact that you need your support system, whether it's friends, family, coaches, mentors, whatever it is, you need those people that are on the same path as you, or at least understand where you're going and are willing to stand by you on that path. Because sometimes you can muddy the waters in your eyes and in your mind because you get a little nervous, right? You're out of your comfort zone, and your brain is just trying to protect you. Like, hey, just take the 10,000. You'll have more, even more, some extra money in the bank account, another closed deal, remarket, get another. You'll get another 10,000. So it's easy to talk yourself out of it. So um, lean into it and have the right people around you as well to help you lean into it. Let's see what else we got here. Then he goes on to tell a story. Let's see. Yeah, and he's talking about the story that they have in place to support it is basically a lady had a really unique um, scenario where she wanted to quit her job. She wanted to create some type of business that included music, comedy, storytelling, and motivation. So she didn't know how to go about it because it's so unique in so many different types of styles. Uh, how do you quit your job? How do you live your life when there's not even another example for you to really follow or copy to create that? So she kind of, this was older book, so I'm sure there's a lot of that stuff now, but um, so she basically just she started calling churches to see if she could just sing one of her songs. And the story goes, she starts singing the songs. People start asking her what the song is called, where they can get it. Then she starts making recordings of it and starts sharing the recording. Then people are like, do you have more songs? And they invite her to come back and sing more than one song. She's singing three songs. And people start saying, do you have an album? And then she's gone around, she's sending her music to all the record labels. No one's responding to her, right? So she's organically taking action. Then she goes to a parking lot at the church and she sells $300 worth of recordings of her album that she hired an engineer to make on her own, all that stuff. So she just self-made the situation happen and cultivated into her own concert venue and her own concerts and her own album, and just being independent and being successful on her own, and when there was no really path to follow or anyone to help her out in that world because it was a unique product. So that just it couldn't have happened unless she leaned into it and just found a way, even though there wasn't a clear way or blueprint for her to follow to do so. So how can you, where are you at in your life? Where are you at right now? Who can who who can one go back to the last 12 episodes, define the best you can, create that visual, that image, um, a couple step plan as to what you think you need to do to get there. Use your affirmations, build your confidence, let you know you're worthy and you can do it. Then start leaning into it, taking action on that plan, even if you're going the wrong way. I think it said something in here. Um, Even if you hit a roadblock, you can still go left or right, right? Either way, it's going to compound and become something. You're going to learn something. There's no such thing as failure, there's only feedback. So, move into, take action on your plan, lean into it, learn. You're only going to gain experience. You're going to figure out ways that don't work. Just like, was it Thomas Edison? 10,000. He learned. He took him 10,000 tries to create the light bulb. He just said, "I just found 9,999 ways not to make a light bulb." So reframe how you're thinking. Get around people that support you and will encourage you and stand by you as well. Keep leaning into it. We will come back for the 14th principle, which is experience your fear and take action anyways. Ooh, that's a good one. So, and this helps me, right? One thing I've always learned is, even though I read this book quite a few times, and it hits in different ways as you get more experience in life, I'm still learning from it. And then when, even though I'm like reading it verbatim from the book, because I don't have all this memorized, it's like subconsciously it's like in you, but to sit here without the book, I would, be rambling. So I'm learning still. I'm learning, so I'm taking advantage. Like, I'm trying to have get more views and subscribers and promote AZREIA. And I think mindset is a very important part of it. So that's why I'm here on YouTube, and we want to grow our YouTube channel. But I truly feel I just have to share what helped me become the executive director and do 700 flips and own a rental portfolio and do all this great stuff. And it's because these principles. So I want to share that. And by sharing it, I'm refreshing my memory on these principles and bringing them into my life. And it's also helping others by sharing it. And it's also embedding it more into, ingraining it into my life by teaching it, right? So I will understand it better and I will memorize it better and I'll be able to share it better without the book. So I'm just leaning into it. I'm just trying. I don't have a script here. I don't have, nothing's timed out. I'm reading. I'm stuttering. I'm not even the best reader here. So I'm just leaning into it, and we'll see what it becomes. And so if you like it, share it, hit the like button, subscribe. I'm gonna check and see if there's anything popped in here. Nope. All good. Episode 13's a wrap. I will be back tomorrow for episode 14. Head over to AZREIA.org. Come to Phoenix. If you're in Phoenix, check us out. If you need any type of real estate investing information, we're here.